Time now is 7:01 p.m. I'll now call this meeting to order. At this time, I please ask everyone to silence your cell phones and any other electronic devices. Your greeters at the door tonight are Parks and Recreation Director Robert Caroline and Human Resources Manager Samantha Potts. Starting to my far right and far left, we have Recording Secretary Taylor Lockhart, City Clerk Susan Dodderis, Zone 1 Commissioner Deputy Mayor Lori Tolland.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome.
Zone 2 Commissioner Travis Sargent.
Good evening. Welcome.
And directly to my left and to your right, we have Zone 3 Commissioner Kristen Deaton.
Good evening, everyone.
Zone 4 Commissioner Howard Briley.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome.
City Manager Joyce Shanahan. Assistant City Manager Claire Whitley. Deputy City Attorney Ann Margaret Emery. And to my far left and your far right, we have Police Chief Jesse Godfrey. And that is not Chief Bailey. Yeah, we have Cordier. I can never say his name right. We have Cordier, Captain Cordier here. And I am Jason Leslie, Mayor of Ormond Beach. At this time, I'd like to call up Pastor Aaron Swigert of Tomoka Christian Church to give the proclamation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
It will be the invocation.
Invocation, sorry, yeah.
Let's pray. Father, we thank you for your goodness, your grace, your mercy, and your love. And Lord, I pray for all of us in this room tonight, Lord God. I pray that your grace would fill our hearts, Lord. Lord, I don't know what everyone has going on, Lord, but you do. And Lord, you know the plans of everyone here. You know what's on all of our hearts. And Lord, I just pray for wisdom as you govern this meeting, Lord God, that we would allow you to govern this meeting. Lord, that our ideas or agendas or things would not get in the way, but Lord, that you would just give us the wisdom that we need to do what you is best, Lord, for everyone in this city, Lord. May we not seek to serve ourselves, but may we seek to serve the people in this community. For we ask it all to your glory, King Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag and the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pastor, for the invocation. Okay, we're going to move on to the presentations and proclamations section of the agenda today. We have 3 of them. At this time, I'd like to invite members of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce that are present to come up to receive the proclamation.
Hello? Okay. How are you?
Good.
Joseph's, nice to see you.
At this time, I'll have you hold up the proclamation, and I'm going to read it out loud.
Whereas Hispanic Heritage Month is observed annually from September 15th to October 15th, celebrating the rich and diverse cultures, histories, and contributions of Hispanic Americans, with roots in Mexico, Central and South America, Spain, and the Caribbean. And whereas the City of Ormond Beach proudly honors the legacy, traditions, and vibrant spirit of Hispanic communities, whose influence is deeply woven in the fabric of our country. And whereas Hispanic Americans have made significant contributions to Ormond Beach through leadership in business, education, public service, the arts and civic life, including local entrepreneurs, educators, artists, and advocates who continue to shape and inspire our community. And whereas this year's theme, Collective Heritage, honoring the past, inspiring the future, celebrates the enduring impact of Hispanic Americans while encouraging future generations to build on this proud legacy. And whereas participation in local events during Hispanic Heritage Month fosters a deeper understanding about the rich history, culture, and lasting contributions of Hispanic Americans to our community and nation. Now, therefore, I, Jason Leslie, Mayor of the City of Ormond Beach, Florida, do hereby proclaim September 15th to October 15th, 2025 as Hispanic Heritage Month. Congratulations. You're welcome. We're going to do a picture real quick. Yeah, please. And is there anybody else in the group, or is it just okay, so just us two. Okay. I'll tell you what stands right here.
Spanish people are late, so probably about 15 minutes.
Oh, okay. We're on Caribbean time, right?
That's it.
All right. That'll do it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Hold on, one more. Okay. Thank you. All right, one more for the next camera. All right,
Thank you
sir.
so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Appreciate you. Joyce, thank you.
I don't know who's on the agenda next. I'm just going to go to, okay. All right, next up, can we have a representative come up from, receive the proclamation for Red Ribbon Week? Come on up. How are you? Good? What's your name?
Young Lillian Hughes, sir.
All right, good to see you. Would you want to hold up the proclamation for us, or maybe, okay. All right, here we go. Whereas the Red Ribbon Campaign is the nation's largest and longest-running drug use prevention campaign, this week was established by Congress in 1988 to encourage a drug-free lifestyle and foster community involvement in drug prevention and reduction efforts. And whereas the week of October 23rd through the 31st have been designated as National Red Ribbon Week, promoting awareness and encouraging Americans to wear red ribbons as a visible pledge of support for a drug-free environment. And whereas the red ribbon, chosen as a symbol commemorating the work of Enrique Kiki Camarena, a Drug Enforcement Administration agent who was murdered in the line of duty, represents the belief that one person can make a difference. And whereas the theme for 2025, Life is a Puzzle, Solve It Drug-Free, emphasizes how every decision we make is a piece of a larger puzzle, and choosing a drug-free life is essential to solving it. And whereas hope in winning the war on drugs lies in education and drug demand reduction, coupled with the hard work and determination of organizations such as the Young Marines of the Marine Corps League. And whereas citizen support is one of the most effective tools for reducing illicit drug use in our communities, empowering us all to act. Now, therefore, I, Jason Leslie, Mayor of the City of Ormond Beach, do hereby proclaim October 23rd through 31st, 2025 as Red Ribbon Week. Is there anybody else with your group?
She is.
Oh, okay. You want, we have somebody else. Okay. Yeah, come on in.
Thank you.
You want to take whatever side you like. All right, thank you. Thank you.
Can you pass some of these out to everybody?
If you want, just, how many do you have there?
A lot.
Oh, really? Leave it with the city clerk right there, and she'll pass them out to everybody. How about
Okay.
that? Okay? All right. Thank you. Have a round of applause for everybody again. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's great. Oh, awesome. Oh, hold on. Before you go anywhere, hold on. I got something for you, too. I got to see if I can find it. Hold on. Okay, there you go. It's a challenge coin for you. All right. You're welcome. Okay, can we have someone come up for Florida City Week? Florida City Week? No?
Joyce. That would be Joyce. It's in.
Oh, there we go. Come on down, Joyce. You get to have some fun there. Okay. whereas city government is the closest form of governance to citizens and has the most direct impact, municipal government provides services and programs that enhance the quality of life for residents, making their city their home. And whereas city government is administered for and by its citizens and is dependent upon public commitment and understanding of its many responsibilities. And whereas the Florida League of Cities, Florida City Week offers an important opportunity for elected officials and city staff to spread the word to citizens that this branch of government is influenced by public input and civic engagement. And whereas this week, the city will be engaging the community through social media posts, sharing fun facts about city operations, jobs, and employees. And whereas other city activities recognized in this week, including hosting the Chamber's Youth Leadership Program, having an information booth at the Main Street Farmers Market, and holding its annual Employee Appreciation Luncheon. Now, therefore, I, Jason Leslie, Mayor of the City of Ormond Beach, do hereby proclaim October 20th through October 26th, 2025 as Florida City Week. Oh, you're welcome. And now time for a photo. All right, we're going to do it for you. Everybody that received the proclamation. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on to audience remarks. At this time, we'll hear from those of you who have signed a card to speak about any item which is not on the printed agenda for this meeting, or any items on the consent agenda. Each person will be given a total of 3 minutes. And first person I'm going to call up is Jennifer Bright.
Good evening, Jennifer Bright, Ormond Beach. I would like to thank the city for posting 6 of the 9 workshop minutes to the website, but they have not yet been approved, which leads me to ask, if they did not need to be approved, why did it take the city so long to post these to the website? And why did the city not post all of the workshops? The workshops posted took place between April 1st and August 19th of this year. The goal-setting workshops from March and May being 2 of those not yet posted. These workshops are referenced in resolution number 2025-121 that states these updates are set forth in the 2025 strategic plan. There appears to be a lack of transparency that none of these workshop minutes were made available until the new budget was approved. And those with direct ties to resolutions are still not available. I would again like to request that the workshop audio be posted to the website. Access to the regular commission meeting recordings is usually posted 24 hours after the conclusion of the meeting. But if the residents want to hear the audio from the workshops, you must do a FOIA request. The regular commission meetings are posted to the website in a timely fashion. Why not the workshops audio? Why must the citizens jump through hoops and make formal requests to find out what's going on in their city? Thank you.
Next up is Anthony Conforti.
Excuse me. Sorry. I feel like we're finally getting to know each other here, guys. Thank you so much for giving me a couple of minutes. Last time I was here, I wanted to exercise the Robert's Rules of Procedure, Section 6.5D, which I think is a very kind motion just to reopen my application 2025-26. I really believe there's enough wit in this room to get it done. I was talking with some constituents of mine, and the legal wards of the state that can give advisory on what the future of this proceeding would be if it got approved had told me that maybe we could implement something along the lines of a beverage establishment, meaning maybe you hand out X amount of licenses per year and or per zone, which would maybe give some grip to the slippery slope. And not only respect the board's decisions, but also the integrity of that downtown area that we won the approval from, and the citizens alike. Because I think it's important to kind of mark the edge of that table. So it kind of reduces anybody from coming in and really pushing the envelope any further than I already have. You guys have been so kind to listen to me. So I think if I can get the gamble maybe moved on that, and a second from someone else, we can get this kind of done, because I believe you guys have many or much more larger things to worry about. So with that being said, I just want to thank everybody for their time. And I'm curious what our next steps of the procedure would be.
Sure, Commissioner Sargent, you have a comment?
Thank you. Just so you're aware of procedure.
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Deaton and I were on the losing end of that.
Wonderful.
So we cannot bring it back up again.
Okay.
It would have to be one of the other three commissioners that would have to bring that up for.
Yes, yes.
I just want you to understand that that's where we're, that's
Okay.
where it's at now. So
Wonderful,
I appreciate you coming
wonderful.
out, but that's kind of where we're at.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I believe Miss Ann Margaret was very kind enough to explain that to me. So I was just curious, like, what our process would be afterwards. Would I need to go through the entire process again for the redundancy of things we already know, or would I be able to get some sort of motion or reading?
You guys want to bring, well, how about this, though? How about we just have a motion first to go into discussion on this, and then we'll bring up whatever you like. No? Yeah, that's true. So, I mean, do you want to just, how about, well, yeah, and why don't you comment on what we can do on this
Yes,
procedurally?
if you're interested in bringing it forward again, we could maybe do that on a next agenda.
Okay,
and do
perfect.
that if there's some interest in doing that.
That'd be wonderful.
If the commission is interested in doing it.
Is there any interest?
That
on
would have to be someone from the winning side of that vote.
Okay.
Am I correct, Ann Margaret?
That's correct, and a second.
Thank you.
Okay.
Is there any interest on bringing that back from anyone else here besides Commissioner Deaton and Commissioner Sargent?
We can't.
Besides you? No?
Anthony, I'm sorry. I'm still pretty strong that it is a slippery slope.
Right.
And I don't think that that type of business, it belongs in the downtown area. So I'm sorry. I won't be bringing it back up.
Okay.
And Anthony, I'm sorry as well. I kind of feel the same as Commissioner Tolland.
Right.
I served many years on the Main Street Board, and that kind of wasn't one of the uses we sought for the downtown area, and I served 21 years on the Planning Board, and we kind of talked about those types of uses in our downtown then as well.
Understand.
And they just weren't palatable or compatible. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was just reviewing your code.
No, that's you're right. You're within your right to do that, and I appreciate you coming and doing that, and I appreciate you going through the process the way it's supposed to be done.
Right. No. Likewise, and thank you so much for just giving me the time here. I just didn't want to do the redundancy of I believe it's Section D in 2020-44 Parlington and the previous staff, whomever was on it. I'm unaware. In that section, I believe you can actually have one guest tattoo artist in that space. So I thought it was just a bit redundant to kind of lease a studio to myself. Mr. Mayor was kind enough to give me another resource to visit. However, that resource is not in the best of health, and the overhead is more than double than what I'm already paying now. So to have that residency there and it already being zoned for that cosmetic tattooing, I was just like, why not just make a contribution to the code instead of having the redundancy of leasing a studio to myself for what already exists?
Well, we appreciate you coming out, Anthony, and like I said, I have to respect the people in the dais here. So
Absolutely.
But thank you for coming out.
All right.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is Amber Boback. Amber, there you are.
Sorry, my kids sat a little further away today. Good evening, commissioners, staff, and Mayor Leslie. My name is Amber Boback, Collins Street. Since receiving the judge's recommended order from my case with the St. Johns River Water Management District and Circle K, I've decided it was time to put boots on the ground and take direct action to practice what I've been preaching. I have adopted 2 park locations along Division Avenue through the city's Adopt a Park program to show that residents are ready to build a cleaner, stronger system one where community members take part in protecting our own environment. My family has scheduled our first cleanup for November 8th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. if anyone would like to join us. I hope the city will continue supporting residents like me who are willing to turn concern into action. We are the people of this community, and true leadership begins with integrity in both our words and our actions. Thank you.
Thank you, Amber. Okay, at this time, I don't have any more cards, so we're going to move on to the approval of the minutes. The minutes for the October 8th, 2025 City Commission meeting have been sent to the Commission for review and posted to the city's website. Does anyone have any corrections or changes at this time? I do have one correction I'd like to make. Is it okay? The one correction I'd like to make is that Deputy Mayor Tolland, it says in the minutes that she explained it was not the role of government to provide employment and training for individuals, and I just thought that the correction should be individuals with special needs. And that's all I have, and if that's okay, I just need a motion and a second for it.
Move approval with the correction made by Mayor Leslie.
Second.
All those in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
All right, the ayes have it, unanimous approval. Move on to the consent agenda. Items on the consent agenda are deemed routine and non-controversial. The action proposed is stated for each item. Unless the city commissioner removes an item from the consent agenda, no discussion on individual items will occur, and a single motion will approve all items. Does any member of the commission wish to pull any items from the consent agenda? Yes, Commissioner Deaton.
I would like to pull 7D and E. I guess they are kind of combined, but
7D and E, okay. Anyone else in the commission?
Move approval absent items D and E.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, City Clerk, please call the vote.
Commissioner Tolland?
Yes.
Commissioner Sargent?
Yes.
Commissioner Deaton?
yes.
Commissioner Briley?
Yes.
Mayor Leslie?
Yes. City Clerk, can you please read resolution number 2025-164?
Resolution number 2025-164, a resolution authorizing a cost of living increase based on the Consumer Price Index pursuant to the amendment and state restatement of agreement for field maintenance services between the City of Ormond Beach and Austin Outdoor LLC, DBA Yellowstone Landscape, Inc., and setting forth an effective date. This is resolution number 2025-164, read by title only.
Do I have a motion for approval?
Motion,
Second.
Discussion?
yes.
Commissioner Deaton?
So this one doesn't bother me quite as much as the other one because it's only $15,000. However, the grounds maintenance one is $47,869.31. I understand inflation. I understand.
You shouldn't be talking about E.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
just-
we're on D right now.
Just do it for
Yeah.
D.
Okay, so, okay, well then we'll just go back to the total. Okay, so on D, the cost of, or the CPI increase is for $15,974.41 for the field maintenance. My overall comment is I'm struggling with the CPI adjustment in total. Whether it's for one, both, I'm struggling with it.
Deputy Mayor?
So, you know, they're asking for 2.4%. The average CPI from August 24 to August 25 is 2.9%. I'm okay with the 2.4% for this item, but what I would like to see is when I know that we renegotiated our contract with Yellowstone, that I would like to see that number included in that, so it's not like this increase and then CPI. I would like to see that the process change just a little bit. So that's where I am with that.
So I requested and received data for the past 10 years, and we've given them the increase 10 years, year over year. I'm still personally struggling.
Commissioner Sargent?
Thank you. I'm right there with you, Commissioner Deaton. I don't like that we approve it and then it comes back and they ask for this adjustment a month or two later. As I was driving here tonight, and I look in the medians and I see weeds and I see that we're paying what we're paying. I'm not okay with it, and I'm actually thinking, I know we had a workshop on this, but I'm thinking that we really need to consider bidding this out. I just think the level of service has gone down, and I've said it over and over, but you drive out here and you look at the medians, mulch is everywhere in our roadway, washing around out into the waterway. They come for us and ask for $34,000 for more mulch. So I think this is a time where we might need to start looking elsewhere. Thank you.
Commissioner Briley?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I guess these are two separate items. I'm okay with Yellowstone on the athletic fields. There may be some discussion on the grounds maintenance later, but I'm okay with the athletic fields.
I'm more okay with the athletic fields because I do understand we have done a lot of improvements that are going to take more money. Okay, that one's $15,974. I'm still struggling with the fact that year over year, whenever they ask for it, we give them whatever they ask for.
Are we in agreement on that? I'm with you on that one, because I'm looking at the chart sideways.
Yeah, I don't know how to turn it.
I gotta do like this.
I'm not techie.
Oh, there we go.
Thank you.
Thank you. There you look at it too.
Put it right there, it's fine. Oh, no, this one's for E.
Yeah, that's for E. I gotta look
It's
at
the
sideways.
athletics fields that is sideways. I'm more okay with that because does Robert want to speak to all the improvements that we have made regarding the fields, or?
Yes.
Yeah, D, we need to talk about first, yeah.
So let's stay on the athletic field.
Yeah, we're on the athletic fields. That's why I was asking for Robert Carolyn, because he could speak to all of the improvements we made that maybe necessarily need the $15,974 that I'm not seeing.
So Robert Carolyn, Parks and Recreation Director. And I know you guys know this, so I just want to reiterate the purpose of the CPI adjustment. So the CPI is set. It's not set by Yellowstone per se or the contractor. It's set by the Consumer Price Index. That is calculated. It has absolutely nothing to do with the contractor themselves. In their current contract, and I know this is somewhat redundant. Most of all of you know this, but I just want to make sure that I bring this to the table so you at least hear it. In their contract, they have a clause in the contract that gives them the option to request that as part of the annual contract renewal process. So they've been pretty diligent about that. The purpose of the CPI is, there's one purpose for this that's put into the contract, and that is to keep a contract that is in place for long periods of time to meet the market value. So you're basically expecting, you're hoping that by allowing the CPI to be approved, that the cost for that specific service stays competitive with the market. So that if at any point in time you wanted to take this out to bid, such as Commissioner Sargent mentioned, you're not going to get stuck with a tremendously higher price. So by not approving this, and again, it's your prerogative as a commission to do what you choose, but by not approving this, you're basically putting yourself in a situation to where you would essentially over time plausibly end up with a contract that you may want to put back out on the street, but your cost for putting it back on the street would be much, much higher because you would be way below the market value. So that's essentially the only purpose for the CPI. It's not designed for a mechanism for you guys to save money. It's designed to keep the contract fair and just so they can continue to offer the exact services they're offering when they bid on it. It's not designed for you to use as a leverage whether they're doing a good job. That is a commission decision or based on the fact that they're not doing a good job. Then you put it back out on the street to find a better contractor. The CPI adjustment is essentially just for the purpose of keeping that contract at market value.
Deputy Mayor?
So what I was saying, putting the CPI in when we renegotiate would be a silly thing because you're inflating the value of the services, is what you're trying to say.
Well, no, not necessarily.
Not inflate, but it would be harder to bid it out in the future if the CPI is included in that. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah, that's correct. So we have this in other contracts throughout the city. And some other contractors choose not to request it. Other contractors are diligent and they request it. As you all know, petroleum has gone through the roof over the period of last 13 years, right? This contract relies tremendously on gasoline, petroleum products, fertilizers, those kinds of things. So because of that, this contract it's a little different than things that don't rely on things that are fluctuating so much based on the consumer pricing index. So I'm just giving you information to maybe really think about the decision you're making. Whether you make whatever decision it is obviously your prerogative.
Do we have to do this tonight?
I would think you probably should, to be sincere. The contract already is in motion. The sooner you do this, we can start our process of creating those invoices and the bills and because it calculates every single month.
Any more questions for Robert?
Can I ask a question to Robert?
No, I'm sorry, sir.
Mr. Mayor, what was the reasoning why you would want to put it off? I'm just curious. Is there a thought process
I
we
was
should
just
be
thinking
thinking
that since we're all
about?
kind of like learning a little bit more about it, that maybe we wanted to table it and just be able to learn more about the CPI. But if you understand it and you're fully ready to go forward,
Yeah, I think we understand what the CPI is. It's just a matter of, the constraints that we have, trying to be fiscally conservative
We can offer
and
less.
worrying about our budget and talking about that.
you can offer less.
We can offer less.
Yep.
Yeah, we can. We can do a percentage of.
Yeah, because the numbers have been all over the place, but I guess that's because the CPIs were.
So in regards to the ball fields, we've done a lot of recent upgrades to that. Okay, so that's something that we do want to keep in mind. Then we move on to E, that one's going to be a different conversation.
But remember, it's not the quality of the
I
work.
get that,
It's
yeah.
not the work. It's their cost to do the job. Like gasoline costs more money, and so they're just trying to send that cost back to the city.
Well, we've also added facilities as well since the contract began.
Correct.
Yeah.
So you can't confuse the two things. I get what it is. But you're right. We have the option if we think 2.4 is too much. We have the option of going lower if we think that that's fair, and hopefully that won't compromise the contract.
Is there anybody interested in talking about that, having that conversation about lowering the rate?
Commissioner Deaton, do you have a number in mind or a percentage that you're comfortable with? I know where I'm at. I just didn't know if you had a percent that you've thought about.
Oh my gosh, even when you turn it sideways, it turns again. I'd probably say 2% on this one. No, actually, on the field maintenance, I'm probably okay. It's the next one that I'd like to discuss that we can't discuss yet until we move on.
All right.
So 2% or no change?
I'm not worried about the ball fields maintenance one. I needed to have the conversation regarding my uncomfortableness.
So do we have a motion already on the floor for this? We do.
Yeah,
We have a motion and a second. So
Call the vote.
I'm good with the 2.4 for D.
Okay.
I don't know about you all.
If we're all done with that, I can.
Call the vote for D, that's fine.
Call the
Commissioner
vote.
Riley, anything else you want to add? Commissioner Sargent? No, before I call the vote? Okay, City Clerk, please call the vote.
Commissioner Sargent,
No.
Commissioner Deaton,
Yes.
Commissioner Briley,
Yes.
Commissioner Tolland,
Yes.
Mayor Leslie.
Yes. Okay, now we're going to move on to E. City Clerk, can you please read resolution number 2025-165?
Yes, resolution number 2025-165, a resolution authorizing a cost of living increase based on the Consumer Price Index pursuant to the Grounds Maintenance Services Agreement between the City of Ormond Beach and Austin Outdoor LLC, DBA Yellowstone Landscape, Inc., and setting forth an effective date. This is resolution number 2025-165, read by title only.
Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, discussion? I'd like to open it up. Yep, Commissioner Sargent?
Go ahead,
Oh,
Commissioner
I
Deaton.
think Commissioner
I know where I
Deaton
stand
had-
on this.
Okay. I think you said you want to say some things about this one, right, Commissioner Deaton?
It's the exact same conversation, really. It's that I'm not comfortable with $47,869.31 for a CPI increase.
Do you have a compromise? Are you a hard no? And maybe we should listen to Commissioner Briley, see if he's got a thought as well.
Commissioner Briley?
My thought on this would, 2.3, you're cutting 0.5% off.
0.5%? Is there any interest in a 0.5%?
I'd like to cut more off that.
Is this the one that you were thinking, 2?
2%?
That's where I was at, 2.
2%?
Sergeant?
I would be okay with 2.
Got it, okay. No compromise.
I would be okay with 2%. I think that's reasonable.
I'd also be open to looking at other options going forward.
Yeah.
Joyce can concur, I send her emails at least once a month on my lack of, how do I word this, satisfaction with the corridors of our community looking the way that they do. At least probably once a month. That's where I'm at.
Sure, Commissioner Sargent.
Since I got elected 2.5 years ago, I've been pulling this and discussing it. And I just haven't seen any improvement. And I understand that it's an increase for the cost of doing business. But when I still see mulch washing away, I just think it's maybe time.
Can we put qualifiers on it? Like the mulch problem? I don't know. No.
No. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so if 2% is what we're thinking, then I think.
What's the math?
Commissioner O'Brien, did you make the first motion? Who made the motion?
Deputy Mayor.
Deputy Mayor, you made the motion. Do you want to amend your motion to 2%?
Sure. Kristen, do you want to do the math first?
I need to know what I'm doing the math based on.
Okay.
I need the number that I'm doing the math based on.
Somebody in staff could help us with that? The math, do we need the math right now?
9 times.
Yeah, we can't,
Okay,
Kelly's
no
not
problem
here,
with
so
that, okay.
I would need to know, so just let's say 2% is where I'm comfortable at.
Okay.
Okay.
So I will make the motion to amend the motion to reflect 2% CPI increase for E.
Second.
Okay, any other further discussion? Seeing none, City Clerk, please call the vote.
Commissioner Deaton?
Yes.
Commissioner Briley?
Yes.
Commissioner Tolland?
Yes.
Commissioner Sargent?
No.
Mayor Leslie?
Yes. Do any of the commissioners wish to comment anything on the consent agenda items at this time? Before we move on? No? Okay.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay. Okay, I'll now open the public hearings. City Clerk, please read the legal title for 8A.
Resolution number 2025-166, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Ormond Beach, Florida, providing consent to Ormond Beach Arts District, Inc. for the public display of Seward Johnson sculptures within the downtown overlay district, providing for conditions, providing for execution of a hold, harmless, and indemnity agreement in favor of the city, and setting forth an effective date. This is resolution number 2025-166, read by title only.
Move approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Oh, okay. Commissioner Briley, I think you got there first, right? Okay. Is Stephen Spraker here? Why don't you come up real quick and just talk on the item for a second?
Good evening, Stephen Spraker, Planning Director with the city. This is a request based on our public art ordinance. Public art ordinance is only in our downtown redevelopment area. Last year was the first year of a wildly successful sculpture tour. This year there are 12 sites identified. These are the sculptures that the Art District Board is seeking to bring. There's a combination of city sponsorship, Main Street sponsorship, and then private property sponsorship. The items did go to the Ormond Art District Board based on the criteria within the Code of Ordinances. They did recommend approval. Staff has recommended approval. The applicant is here if there are any questions.
Any questions for Stephen? No? Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you.
Before, I do have a card here, so I'm going to call up Judith Stein.
Hi, Judy Stein. I'm Vice President of the Ormond Beach Arts District. Maybe I can just tell you a little bit about the sculpture tour that we had last year and this year. We sponsored an exhibit of artist Seward Johnson's life-size, lifelike, and hyper-realistic sculptures from November 2024 to May of this year. The sculptures featured everyday people doing everyday things. We join other cities around the country and cities internationally in featuring Seward Johnson's sculptures. He's just world-renowned. And as Stephen said, the sculptures were wildly successful. We drew thousands of residents and visitors to the area to see the sculptures. We generated significant mass media and online attention to them. We distributed over 6,000 hard copies of this little brochure and had more than 10,000 webpage views of the brochure. We did a lot of social media, and one of the postings on Facebook got over 20,000 views. We just, some comments from visitors, they were speechless, breathtaking, astonishing. Thank you for bringing this wonderful tour to our city. The sculptures foster a sense of community and highlight the benefits of public art. One person said, we'll be staying overnight to visit Ormond Beach to see the sculptures, and they make our city so interesting. So because of all that, we're doing it again. We're planning another tour from January to June next year. We have sponsorship for another 12 Seward Johnson sculptures, different ones, and equally fabulous. Several of the previous sponsors are coming forward again, including Granada Plaza. Last time they sponsored 2, this time they're sponsoring 3. Chris and Charlie Lydecker, Steve and Carol Farmer, Ormond Beach Main Street, the Ormond Memorial Art Museum, and the City of Ormond Beach, of course. We have some new sponsors this time, including Bill Jones and Seacoast Bank, and the Arts District is also sponsoring a sculpture. Each sponsor receives recognition through signage, marketing materials, invitations to events, and other activities. And tonight, we're simply requesting permission to place some of the sculptures on city property. The city is sponsoring 2 sculptures as they did for the previous tour. As a previous sponsor, they were offered a discount on the price and paid $8,000 to sponsor 2 sculptures for 6 months. In addition to the city sponsorship, we've raised another $41,000 from private sponsors. This money covers the rental cost of the sculptures, insurance, and costs incurred for physically placing the statues into position. They weigh 400 to 600 pounds each, so no small feat. Printing, publicity, and marketing. Some of these items were also sponsored during the last tour, and we hope that they will be again. And I just want you to know how much we appreciate the support of the commission and the assistance and participation of the city staff for this project. We couldn't have done it without you. Thank you.
Thank you, Judith. Does anybody have any other questions for Planning Director or the applicant? Oh.
No, Mr. Mayor, I have just comments.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, comment away.
Judy, first of all, congratulations again on your ACE Award. Well deserved. I am in support of voting for the funding for the Seward statues. I think my notes reflect a lot of the things you've already pointed out. Ecotourism. These are the types of things that bring people, it brings awareness, it brought awareness to Ormond Beach. We were featured on the local news with the statues. Not only does it bring awareness to Ormond Beach, it brings activity to our downtown. And I think by the testaments that you read, emails and phone calls that I got that said, hey, these statues are really cool, can you bring them back next year? And I said, well, let's just see what happens. But I think it's great, and you all do a great job. So, thank you.
Deputy Mayor?
Yeah. Thank you, Commissioner Briley. You said a lot of the same things I would say. Judy, thank you for that presentation. The Art District is a sister of Main Street, right? And that's something we support. And we, if you remember, we have done a whole master plan, a whole arts master plan, and put funding into it. Other than what you just said, I think this is a perfect example of public-private partnerships. And I think that's how you encourage your residents to live when they have a little bit of ownership. It's a lot more meaningful. So thank you for doing a great job, and I would be in support of it as well.
Commissioner Sargent?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you for coming. I will vote yes for this tonight. I supported these statutes last time. I will support them this time, but in the future, I think we need to look at alternative funding sources. I'm just $8,000. I know it's coming out of the CRA money. Just in a time where I think we need to pull back a little bit, and maybe there's more private funding for these, but I'm not willing at the last minute to pull the funding like what happened at the county a couple weeks ago. But I do think in the future I will be looking at alternative, and if we have to raise money, I'm willing to participate in that, but very much like before I was elected, the Mary McLeod Bethune, we contributed $25,000 to a statue that sits at the bottom of the Daytona Beach, in Daytona Beach at the Main Street bridge. And I think Mary McLeod Bethune would be appalled that we spent that kind of money when that money could have gone to enrich a little boy or girl's education. And I said that publicly before I was elected. But I will be voting for this tonight, and in the future, I will help all I can to find funding sources for these programs. My family and I enjoyed the last ones. I'm sure we'll enjoy these ones. I just think we need to find alternative funding sources. Thank you.
Judy, thanks for coming out. I know you look familiar. Gave me an award not too long ago. But I'm happy to see the statues coming back. They were actually really pretty cool. One of them actually caught me off guard. I thought it was a real person. I'm sure it'll happen to a lot of people. But I will echo Commissioner Sargent on this, saying that I think that outside funding for this is possible. I mean, there's probably a lot of people that would support that, and so I think that you'll have no problem finding that. But I will support it this time around. But it's good to see it back, though. It's really cool. Any other comments? No? Seeing none. We do have a motion. Oh, Commissioner Deaton.
I would just like to echo you two. I would love to see some sort of fundraising or alternative private donors for the arts, and I know it is from the CRA, but I definitely do concur that. But I will be voting yes for this tonight.
Thank you. City Clerk, please call the vote.
Commissioner Briley?
Yes.
Commissioner Tolland?
Yes.
Commissioner Sargent?
Yes.
Commissioner Deaton?
Yes.
Mayor Leslie?
Yes. I will now close the public hearings. And we're going to move on to staff and commission reports, suggestions, requests, starting with the city manager, Joyce Shanahan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. A couple of updates. On November 4th, we're going to have our first self-Doge workshop. I believe we start with the commission to get some direction, and then we'll be working with the finance committee to go through that process. You have your regular commission meeting on November 18th and November 4th as well. Let's see. Volusia County will be conducting a household hazardous waste drop-off day this Friday, October 24th at 8 a.m. to 12 noon at the Public Works Complex at 501 North Orchard Street. As you can expect, co-ed youth basketball is in full swing. You can register online, so it's $87 for residents and $130 for non-residents. The EDC is hosting Not So Spooky Spiders. I don't know if that's a real thing or not. Not for me anyway. On Saturday, October 25th from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., children ages 5 to 11 are invited to learn more about what makes spiders different from insects. Costumes are encouraged. Free movies on the Halifax on October 24th at the Casemans featuring Beetlejuice. at 7:00 p.m. That's a great movie. Realty Pros sponsors this event every year, and they will be presenting their annual Community Appreciation Night, Trunk or Treat. Hugely popular. We hope we have good weather for that. That begins at 6 p.m. on Friday, October 24th at Rockefeller Gardens lawn. For more information, contact Parks and Recreation. The Veterans Day Lunch on Thursday, November 6th at 12 p.m. at the Ormond Beach Senior Center. Veterans tickets are free and may purchase guest tickets for $7. For more information, contact Parks and Rec. Included in your information are shelters, First Step Shelter statistics, easy for me to say. And that, I think, wraps it up. That's all I have, unless you have some questions for me.
Any questions for Joyce? No? Thank you, Joyce. Assistant City Manager, Claire.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
City Attorney. No. Okay. This evening will begin with Deputy Mayor Commissioner Tolland.
All right, thank you, Mayor. Just as a reminder, October is designated National Pedestrian Safety Month. I found this statistic not surprising that 77% of fatalities nationwide occur in the dark. And of course, this is Halloween month, so I just encourage everybody to be very safe when all the children are out trick-or-treating. I do want to, as commissioners up here, we are part of different groups and different committees, so I wanted to share with you what I was doing with the Florida League of City. I'm on the Policy Committee of Utilities, Natural Resources, and Public Works. We had our round 2. And what we do, this is just an example of what commissioners do that aren't a cost to the taxpayer. Everybody thinks, everything we do is costing you. This is on our own dime. So these policies, the whole goal is to be able to come up with 2 policies that will go to Tallahassee during our legislative action days. The group I belong to, we had 6 proposals, and the top 2 were the same 2 from last year, and it was the enterprise fund transfers and extraterritorial surcharge costs. And both of these are posed to support local authority. So a vote is always taken, and the top 2 get sent on to the next round. But what I wanted to share with you is Ormond Beach presented a proposal this time. Last year I did not. I was a newbie. This year we proposed a stormwater facility management and accountability proposal, and we came in 3rd. And so from what I understand, and so what that means is I'm sorry, I'm kind of talking all over the place. The Stormwater Mitigation Committee meeting that I go to, one of the biggest obstacles we have to help prevent flooding in a municipality is sometimes defunct HOAs. And as a municipality, you cannot go in there and take care of the ponds, the swales, things like that. So flooding occurs, and then obviously it's a bigger cost. So with Mr. Finley's research and help, he put together this, I think it was just him, I don't know who else was. But anyway, there was a proposal that I was able to submit. And coming in 3rd usually means in the next year or so that you probably will be chosen to move up to Tallahassee. So it's just, first of all, kudos to our city. Kudos for us trying to help with flooding and mitigation. So I just thought it was important that I shared that with you. Next topic, State of the City. I just want to thank the collaboration between the Chamber and the city staff. It was a really nice presentation, and again, congratulations, Judy, you're here. Well deserved. The Youth Leadership Chamber, Harold, you were not here, and this was your baby. And I just want to say thank you for that initiative, and I'm sure all of us will say the same thing for lifting up our youth. We really missed you.
I appreciate the kudos. Unfortunately, I can't take the credit for that one because mine was the Citizen Academy.
Oh, well, okay. Well,
But thank you.
thank you to whoever's idea was for the youth.
Probably the chamber, but yeah.
It was great. Anytime we can educate either youth or adults in how the city works is always a win for everyone. And then, of course, we all enjoyed the Taste of Ormond. That was a great Main Street event until the rain came, but it was still a lot of fun. And I want to thank staff for addressing addressing the parking lot issues up at the airport fields and replacing lights. I'm sure you'll probably hear that from other folks up here. And just as an announcement, I'm not going to go into great details now, but there's a group of citizens headed by Doug Thomas, who's in the audience, that has been pushing a event called Founders Day. So it has been worked on. There's a good group that's working on this. The date is already established as April 25th, Saturday, 2026. And we're doing Founders Day in collaboration with other businesses, with city, our fire, our police, our historic society, and it's all in benefit of PAL. So you'll get more details later, but anybody that is interested in helping us out, please see Doug or myself, and we'll be happy to point you in the right direction. And with that, I want to say good night. Thank you.
Good night. Commissioner Sargent.
Thank you. Mine will be a lot longer than that, so bear with me. State of the City was great. I'll echo that. I would like us to look potentially at maybe doing something at the PAC where we showed the video for our residents that can't make it, maybe on a weekday during lunch, but maybe we could offer something just at the PAC. I know we've talked about that in the past. I just think it's something we should look out for our residents. Flooding on Airport Road, Sean, thank you for meeting me out there yesterday. On Sunday, after the Taste of Ormond, I drove out by the airport because it was pouring rain. I wanted to see something. And there was probably 3 to 6 inches of water covering the road. So it was great that Sean could meet me out there and kind of see what I was talking about. And I learned that area is actually a tidal area. So a lot of the times the water doesn't drain off properly, and hopefully the county can help correct that. Veterans Day, the USO celebration will be held at the Ormond Art Museum and Gardens.
Excuse me?
On Tuesday, November 11th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. There will be a keynote speaker there who will be Travis Sergeant from the United States Marine Corps. So I'm looking forward to that. We already talked about Florida City Week, SB 180. This has been something that's been in the news. Several cities have joined the lawsuit. We have one city in Volusia County that just got out of the lawsuit. And as I've stated before, I don't think we should join a lawsuit. I think you get action through advocacy. I think that the Tallahassee has heard loud and clear, and when I was at my committee last Tuesday, I learned that it was the 16th, 2 bills were filed to help resolve some of the issues that people had with SB 180. And those bills were SB 218. It's called the Land Use Regulations. And it was filed by Senator Gates. And I think with his leadership in Tallahassee and support that these bills have a real good chance of moving forward. There was also the other kind of a companion bill with it was SB 217, which is also the land use regulations. And you can go online and look at those, but it helps define the impact to local governments. It adds a new definition to impacted local governments, and I won't go through the whole list, but this, I think, just is something that I'm glad that this commission didn't decide to participate in a lawsuit when you can get more accomplished through advocacy. So those are SB 218 and SB 217. This is going to be a long one. For as long as I can remember, the city has used Demand Star for the procurement of our bids. Having served in this seat for the past 2.5 years, I feel the city is not getting the most and best qualified responses. After much research, I thought I would share with everyone tonight a company to replace Demand Star. The best part is it's free. The company is called Central Bidding, and I have handouts for the commission. Plus, if anyone in the audience would like a copy, I'm happy to. I'm happy to email this, or the city clerk can email this to y'all as well. And I just want to highlight a few things. There's nothing. I just think it would be important for us y'all to review this information so that when we have our Doge workshop, this is a potential for us to have an option to really start saving money, I think. And just, I'll give you a brief highlight. Central Bidding works closely with political subdivisions as well as the vendor community to assure both realize the significant advantages and savings through the use of electronic bidding. Central Bidding has the largest stockpile, if you will, of public bids available for public agencies to review and assist in writing bids. So if we have a bid that wants to go out and we don't want to write it, or we want something that's already kind of pre-done, we can grab one from a Pensacola or other municipality and just tweak it for the wording that we want. So once again, create some efficiencies. They offer vendor training, vendor success, so they really help grow small businesses in your area. It increases bids. They work with the small and disadvantaged business enterprise assistance, and it builds public trust through this process. You know, I go back to Bailey River Bridge. We put it out for bid, 800 square foot roof, and it came in at like, what, $170,000 to redo. And we had one person that responded to it from South Florida. And I know it was a cedar shank roof, and I know that it's all these special things, but I called a local contractor and said he could do it for $40,000 and have 20% profit into it. So I think that this is just something that I really think that we all need to look at. You know, Demand Star, new programs, I think can help us be more efficient. So if y'all want to review that, and then
when will we have a chance to discuss this? Would it be like in
the Doge workshop?
Okay, thanks.
I just think that y'all can have enough time to digest it,
Yeah,
and then
definitely.
we can go forward. Tomorrow I will be principal of the day at Tomoka Elementary. Go Braves! That's where I went to elementary school, so it's kind of interesting that I'm going back there. New building, but same location. I don't know if the kids still ride their bikes like they used to. Like, I remember riding my bike there. I don't think the bike rack's there anymore. I also spoke to someone today that is runs a airline, small service, not even a NetJets, but small. And she has a good contact, and I don't know if maybe I'll get with staff on this, but to do a noise abatement procedure. And this person has done it for larger airports like Atlanta, Hartsfield Airport. And I just think with all the noise complaints that we get with our airport, that we can maybe just update and maybe have a phone call. And I'll get with staff just to see if that's something they want to entertain. Biketoberfest, there were no issues associated with the No Kings protest, thankfully, at the Granada Bridge. There were 192 traffic stops, 90 citations, 6 criminal citations, 209 parking citations, 12 crashes reported, all with non-injuries, and 2 felony arrests. So I think that kudos to all of our law enforcement officers, and thank you. Can we get an update on Fortunato Park? Is that out for bid?
Fortunato? Who wants to take it?
The pier.
Sean?
The pier bid.
I'll have to, can I get to, I don't have one
Absolutely.
right now, but I'll be glad to look into it and find out where we're at
Perfect.
with it.
Thank you, Sean.
Let me see. That's that noise by Oktoberfest. I'm almost done.
You got 1 minute.
I will end with this, as I like to most evenings, with the following by Robert Williams, who said, "Everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Be kind always. You know, on average, we lose 17.6 veterans a day to suicide. So I ask you to call your friends and family and check in. With that, good night."
Thank you, Commissioner Sargent. Commissioner Deaton?
Thank you. I think the two of you spoke enough for all of us, so I'm going to keep it short tonight. We've attended a lot of events recently. I'm not going to go into detail of all of them, but State of the City, phenomenal event as usual. I'm looking forward to the Realty Pros event on Friday night. I did remember, I wrote it down, it's in my calendar. We will be judging the costume contest at 7 o'clock for anyone who would like to attend. It is free. And tomorrow I am principal for a day at Pathways, so pray for these children. I know. And with that, have a great night.
Thank you, Commissioner Deaton. Commissioner Briley?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Commissioner Tolan, I do want to just kind of piggyback on your point with the Florida League of Cities, the committee you serve on, and the defunct HOAs. Certainly a problem in my zone, and Sean and I have talked about this many times. Wood Grove is defunct HOA. In fact, that HOA fell apart before the last house was built. So they've got ditches through that subdivision that don't belong to the city, and some people have covered over them, maybe with permits, maybe without permits. So also the Sawtooth HOA is apparently is a defunct HOA, and that's a problem with the folks over in Brookside, next to Tomoka Elementary School. So thank you for bringing that up. Hopefully we can see some movement on that. Thank you, Commissioner Deaton, for mentioning the Family Appreciation Night at Rockefeller Gardens. 7 o'clock is the costume contest, and we're all asked to judge. So if you can, please be there. And I will end with, I know Amber Boback's in the house, and I have discussed with Mr. Finley the idea of installing some deer crossing signs on Division near the EDC. So we will we'll talk more about that. And with that, Mr. Mayor, I'll say good night. Thank you.
Good night. Before I adjourn, I'd like to thank our city staff, the Ormond Beach Chamber of Commerce, for organizing a wonderful State of the City event. I'd like to also congratulate all of this year's Mayor's ACE Award recipients. Your dedication and service to our community do not go unnoticed. Thank you for everything you do to make Ormond Beach a better place for all. I also want to express my sincere appreciation to our police department, fire department, and all city staff for their exceptional work during this year's Biketoberfest. With approximately 100,000 visitors coming into the area over a very short period, it is no easy task to maintain order and safety. Your professionalism, coordination, and dedication ensured another successful event, and we are truly grateful. I'd like to thank everyone who helped organize and support this year's Taste of Ormond. It was a tremendous success and a great showcase of the culinary talent and community spirit that make Ormond Beach such a special place. I look forward to seeing this wonderful event return next year. In addition, I would like to extend a very happy, though now belated, 100th birthday to World War II veteran Sergeant John Jekovich. His service and sacrifice represents the best of the greatest generation, and we are deeply thankful for his role in protecting the freedoms we cherish as Americans. I also had the privilege of participating in White Cane Awareness Day, where I took part in a guided, blindfolded street crossing. It was a truly humbling and enlightening experience that gave me a greater appreciation for the challenges faced by those who are blind or visually impaired, and for the importance of accessibility and inclusion in our community. Finally, as we approach Halloween, I want to wish everyone a safe and enjoyable evening of festivities that will be coming up. And as my mother used to say, don't eat too much candy. Thank you, everyone. Good night. This meeting is adjourned.